It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.
I turned off news altogether.
I hate to say it, but I don't trust much of anything.
It's the rage bait.
It feels like it's trying to divide people.
If we got clear facts, maybe we can calm down a little.
NBC News brings you clear reporting. Let's meet at the facts. Let's move forward from there. NBC News, reporting for America.
Sunday morning. With us today is Jim Jordan. Well, he's the head of the Judiciary Committee in Congress. So many responsibilities from the great state of Ohio. And, well, middle America. Ohio is middle America.
Right. That's right. God's country, as we like to say.
And tell us, you guys have a lot of common sense in middle America. What the heck is going on in our country? Tell us.
Yeah, no, you used the right word, Katz. It's President Trump gave a speech, I think, that last week on, I guess it was Wednesday down in Miami, and he talked about common sense versus communism. Of course, he was referring to what happened in your great city there, where we now have a socialist who's going to be the next mayor, and he might put the word Democrat in front of it, but it's still socialism. He wants to have government-run stores, for goodness sake. I told someone earlier this week.
Congressman, it's something important ridiculous. I have to tell you, because you're not a local guy, and you might not know. When he went to vote last Tuesday, he specifically said, I voted on the Working Families Party line. He did not vote on the Democratic line.
Yeah, that says it all.
And then, furthermore, when he gave his acceptance speech, he looked right at the camera and quasi-threatened the President of the United States.
Yeah, no, I think this is to me, this was the key takeaway from the election. But you asked what we can do. We can focus on common sense. The radical left, which now controls their party, and is evidenced by the election there of the next mayor in New York City. The radical left is taking one crazy position after the other. I always say it's crazy to defund the police. It's crazy not to have a border, which was the situation of Joe Biden. It's crazy to say men should compete against women in sports, and you can just continue down. It's crazy to say government should run the stores and have government run grocery stores. I was in the Soviet Union competing in the sport of wrestling 30-some years ago, and I remember I guess it was like 38 years ago. I remember walking into the stores and there's nothing on the shelves. It's like it's crazy that mindset is now going to be the head of our greatest and largest city. So that to me was the real takeaway from the election this past week. The fact that I guess it was no surprise that you have three blue states, New Jersey, Virginia, California, and one really blue city where Democrats won, but in the really blue city, as you point out, really wasn't a Democrat; it was a socialist who voted, as you indicated, on the Workers' Party line.
There's so many problems around the country, and one of my concerns is it seems like I know the Department of Justice was working on it. And I don't know if you have knowledge of it, but if it's security-driven, don't tell us, that foreign money is influencing a lot of our elections. Give us your pulse of the situation.
Yeah, we're investigating, and we've had a number of people we brought in for depositions, and we're getting information and documents on this. But this Act Blue, this online fundraising operation for the left, for the Democrats, because it was just unprecedented the amount of money they raised in the last congressional elections and the elections in 24. I mean, you were having candidates raising $2 and $3 million, congressional candidates raising $2 and $3 million a quarter, and so much of it was from online and ActBlue, and so we continue to look at that. We think there may be some concerns there that foreign money is coming through there, and that's of course not allowed under our election laws. So we'll keep that investigation up and see what we find.
Understood. What else do you want to tell? How do we put together? I mean, it seems like the Democrats and Republicans are further apart than ever before. It's Sunday morning. Tell the American people, because I've heard there was a lot of unreasonable items that the Democrats are demanding, and it's not necessarily for American citizens. Tell the American people what the most unreasonable items are.
Well, I think this idea that they want to take your tax dollars and use it for health care for people who are not citizens of this country, who entered this country illegally, that makes no sense. And that's the position that was in their alternative to the bill we passed. And remember, what we passed to keep the government open was a simple legislation that said continue the funding at the current levels. There's a reason it's called a continuing resolution, because it continues the current level of funding that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats all supported just 6 months ago. But now they won't, because they say, we need to further extend the subsidy that was put in place to help Obamacare, because Obamacare didn't work, and all the things that they told us about Obamacare turned out to be false. Like, you like your plan, keep your plan, like your doctor, keep your doctor, premiums that go down. None of that worked. So now they have to keep putting more and more taxpayer money in it, and to take care of folks who aren't here legally, et cetera. So we need to just get back to common sense, as the president said. I will never forget, John, when Sarah Huckabee Sanders gave the response to the State of the Union a few years ago. Joe Biden gave his speech. She gave the response, and in her response, she used this line. She said, "The divide in America today is normal versus crazy." And we need to just focus on normal, common sense, American principles, American policies. That's what I think brings our country together. That's what we need to focus on. And if we do that, I think we'll be just fine.
I agree with you 110%. But, you've been in the Congress for a while. I mean, where did all this, can I say the word crap, come from? I mean, it just seems like we woke up one day and all of a sudden we're funding all kinds of crap that doesn't make any normal sense.
Yeah, where it came from is the hard left, which now unfortunately controls the Democrat Party. Never forget. I always say not all Democrats are crazy, but the left that controls their party is. The same left that ran off the list about defunding the police, all the things they support. The same left that says you shouldn't have to show photo ID when you go to vote. The same left that says you shouldn't have to demonstrate you're actually a citizen of this country when you go to vote. I mean that is the left that controls their party. Where we go is we look at the things we put in the big beautiful bill: largest tax cut in history, largest investment in making sure our border stays secure in American history. We had in there work requirements for able-bodied adults. You're an able-bodied adult, and you're now getting money from the taxpayer. Guess what? In the future, under this law, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to volunteer, or you're going to actually work. I mean, and I tell people that's good for the economy, that's good for taxpayers. Most importantly, it's good for that person. And finally, what we also put in this bill, which I think is good for the country, good policy, is the first time in our federal tax code we have an incentive for school choice, where you give to a foundation that's helping with school choice, you get a tax break. We think that is really positive in helping improve our education system for all kinds of kids, all kinds of families around the country.
Elon Musk tweeted out the other day that he thought the New York election was a fraud because it didn't require any kind of voter proof or something like that.
Yep.
Are we working on at least on federal elections, that you have to have proof of citizenship?
Great question. Yes, we have. We have a bill that's passed the House before, has not gotten through the Senate. It's a good piece of legislation, and it's, again, the word we keep talking to and keep referring to that President Trump said in his speech and focused on Wednesday is common sense. It is just, you go walk down the street, talk to any American anywhere, go to a small town, Urbana, Ohio, where we're from, walk down the street and say, do you think it's important that only citizens vote and they demonstrate they're a citizen, show an ID when they show up to vote. Well, yeah, aren't we doing that already? In a lot of states they are, but some states they aren't. And so that is just common sense. Those kind of things we need to continue to push and be for.
Jim Jordan, from the great state of Ohio, thank you for everything you do in Washington, providing the common sense that Washington needs. And let's catch up again real soon.
You bet. Thank you. Thanks for all your good work.
It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.